Hey everyone, it's Leslie Ann here with your day one challenge video. In this video, I want to talk to you about how we simplify nutrition here at Real Fitness Training in our programs like Fat Loss Lifestyle School. So what you guys are doing this week with this one meal is a process that we repeat for all meals when you do our signature online program, Fat Loss Lifestyle School, because one thing that we hear from you guys a lot on social media, on email, etc., in our conversations that we have, is that you find eating for fat loss to be overwhelming, it's time consuming, and it's complicated. So the way that we teach eating for fat loss in our program is really different because we, unlike a lot of programs, are not going to make things more complicated. We're not going to add more fuss to your life and more prep work to your life. We want to streamline and simplify because we know you guys are busy with your careers, with your families, with travel, with living your life, and we don't want nutrition to take an inordinate amount of time and energy out of your daily life. So this should be the fuel for you to go do other cool things, all right? Not the highlight of your day, although some of your salads look pretty good, and it's okay if that was the highlight of your day. So let's talk about how we do this. First of all, you might notice when you look at the recipe guide and you notice the types of foods that are included in these meals. It's really simple food, and it's just real whole food that you can get at any grocery store. And these foods are in these recipes for two reasons. They are high in protein and they're high in fiber and water content. If you had to put them into two buckets, they would either fit into mainly the protein bucket or the produce bucket. So that's most of what's going on your plate when you're eating these simple start salads. And when you have body composition goals, that is, you want to lose body fat and build muscle mass, you need to find a way of eating that does two things. First of all, it has to get you in a calorie deficit. And second of all, it has to keep your hunger and cravings low. Because any diet, even one that works, if it makes you more hungry and it makes you crave more of the wrong kinds of foods, you're not going to see sustainable results with that way of eating, all right? So this is one thing that a lot of diets do wrong. A lot of people do wrong when they're doing diets, when they're trying to lose weight. They only focus on getting in the calorie deficit. They don't focus on the other piece of that, which is the hunger, the cravings, and we refer to those sensations as biofeedback. And if you've done our programs before, or you've been around Fat Loss Lifestyle School or Real Fitness on social media for very long, you've probably heard us talk about this. Biofeedback is one way that we monitor results. We monitor whether or not the way you're eating is working for you. And a lot of people think they have to log everything they eat in MyFitnessPal. They have to weigh everything. They have to count points or carbs or macros or something, and that's going to tell you if something's working for you. But you actually have a built-in system in your own body that's talking to you all the time, giving you really important information. And if you learn to listen to that, you're going to be able to make adjustments to your meals to where you won't have to weigh and track and count to see fat loss results. So biofeedback, if you break the word down, it's exactly what it sounds like. Bio means body, and feedback is a conversation, it's talking. So this is like your body's way of talking to you. And that's why if you go back and look at today's first check-in post, what did I ask you? I said, how did this meal make you feel? Because we want you to start keying into sensations after you eat, like hunger levels, like craving levels, like energy levels. And some of you have already said things like, I feel really good. I felt full. I felt satisfied. I couldn't even finish this meal. One of you even said that you didn't feel the need to snack before dinner. She's over in the UK, so she's several hours ahead of us. She already didn't need to snack while she was making dinner because she was full because she ate the right amount of protein and fiber at lunch. So that's how you want to start thinking after you eat a meal. Yes, you want to have the protein, the produce, and have those real whole nutrient-dense foods, but then you want to tap into you and how it makes you feel because everybody's a little bit different. Some of you guys are sitting at a desk all afternoon. Some of you guys may be like me, you work from home, but your kids are at home with you, so you're maybe sitting down some, but you're also running around and you're really active. Maybe you work out in the evening, so you need a little bit more food before you hit the gym after work. Everyone's different. And that's why these one size fits all, just points and just carbs, calorie counting and all that, they don't always work for everyone long term, especially not in real everyday life. But this system of tracking biofeedback, you can always listen to these sensations in your own body after you eat, and they're giving you clues as to whether or not the amount of protein that you ate was enough, the amount of fiber, the amount of water, and of course the overall calorie content as well. But that's why these Simple Start salads are such a great place for you guys to start, because a salad with lean protein on top is by nature a high protein, high fiber, high water content meal. And we're not having to overthink it. It's just really, really simple. And this is also something that you guys can replicate when you are traveling. So I know a lot of you girls travel for work, or maybe you travel, for leisure, for pleasure in the summers and whatnot. You can do this as a meal anywhere in the world. You can pretty much find a salad with lean protein everywhere. And now you know roughly how much protein, how much fiber, etc. you need to feel really good, fueled, and focused for a good maybe 3 to 4 hours after you eat. And this is part of how we're going to help you achieve that calorie deficit, not by micromanaging calorie intake and logging everything that you're eating, but by doing what we've already done for this client over in the UK, this challenge member over in the UK who didn't need to snack. When you stop snacking between meals because you're full and you're focused and you're not even thinking about food, you are going to automatically wipe out hundreds of calories that you're consuming each day by snacking between meals, because your meals aren't working for you. And it's not that we're anti-snacking, it's just that constantly eating all day, you lose touch with your appetite signals. You are training your body to constantly want food, and it's a really easy way to lose track of how much you're eating. So we are big proponents of eating whole meals, not snacks, and getting enough protein and fiber at those meals to where you are fueled, focused, good, and not thinking about food for maybe 3 to 4 hours between meals. All right? So this method that we're teaching you, we refer to this as a template or a blueprint. And when we get into Fat Loss Lifestyle School next week, you're going to see we take this blueprint idea and we work through every single meal throughout the day and help you figure out, does this work for you? Do we need a little more protein? Do we need less carbs? Do we need more carbs? Do we need a different type of carb? So all of these things we work on one at a time until by the end of 2 weeks, you've now gone through all your meals. You know exactly what works for you. And it does 2 things. It helps you lose body fat, and it helps you have that balanced biofeedback so you can keep the fat that you lose off. Because if you lose fat but you're still hungry and you're having cravings, it's coming back. All right. So this is the first thing that I wanted to teach you guys, because it really sets the tone for the week and explains to you kind of the method behind the madness of what we're doing here. And it seems kind of weird if you're used to always tracking things to just follow a recipe and eat a meal and taste really good. And you're like, is this really going to work? Yes, it's really going to work. So I would love to hear any questions or comments that you guys have about this concept of using a blueprint and tracking your own biofeedback. But one thing that we've found over the past 10 years of working with busy women who, they got a lot going on and they don't have time for these complicated nutrition programs where everything has to be meticulously weighed and counted and tracked, etc. One thing that we find is that this has the flexibility to work for them everywhere. And that's one of the things you want to look for when you're creating a way of eating that you can do for the rest of your life, is flexibility. So it's not this rigid box that you must stay in. It's a skill, it's a practice, it's something that you can do anywhere, anytime, because you have an understanding of a basic concept that you can apply in lots of different ways. So that's why a blueprint is so much better than a meal plan or numbers. All right. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, and we'll be following up with you on today's check-in post and this video as we go throughout the day. But definitely check in on your meal 1. I want to hear how that went for you guys. And if you need to wait a little while after you eat to fully answer the post, that's totally fine. Because yes, I want to know if you ate your salad, but I also want to know how it made you feel. And we're going to keep tapping into that throughout the week and helping you make adjustments and explaining to you what might be going on if you find that a meal doesn't work for you, because we're all a little bit different. And that's why this isn't a one-size-fits-all program, and we're not one-size-fits-all coaches. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the coaching group. Bye, everyone.